You heard it here first, folks. Shad can see himself in gay people. Greetings. I'm Oz. Shad's dying of a spinal bifida, and this is Nathan.
So, just for context, we had like a massive recording day in the Shadlands 2 days ago, where two very in-depth, archery, pop culture-related videos are going to be great, turned out. But most of the thing, I'm like pulling back a 100-pound bow, trying to hold it, pose, balancing on a tree, on my feet, wearing like a really airway constricting piece of armor that's almost like a corset. It's like I'm so sore, and it's still like this is the second day. I can still barely move.
It really is a corset, isn't it? It really is.
It's women are nuts. How do they wear that? I understand why. It makes you look so damn good. Like I look so good in that armor. That's why I put myself through the pain. So there we go. I'm a woman, guys. Going through pain for beauty. Isn't that what women do? Men
do that too when they do push-ups.
Nowhere near as much as women. Women put in heaps more effort for their looks than guys. It's a fact. We should try and groom it. Like, I should keep my beard neat.
Yeah.
It's a bit unneat. Yours is looking a bit wild there, Oz.
I'll want it weird, because here's the thing, right? It's very thin.
Oz, you look weird enough, okay? You don't need anything added to it.
You know what I get a lot? I get Ed Sheeran a lot. I get Ed Sheeran all the time. People ask me if I'm Ranger. I'm not Ranger. It's just this part.
Oh, my back is so sore. Like, even breathing in hurts.
Then don't breathe.
Do you want the other chair?
Maybe. Screw it. I'm getting a comfy chair.
That's not fair. He gets a comfy chair.
I'm the boss. Suck it up.
Nice. That works.
That does work.
All right.
I won't be like this for every video. I try and put in effort, but this time I'm actually in legitimate pain.
You heard it here first, folks. Shad puts in effort for videos.
I really like.
You do.
All right.
I get these guys to do, set things up for me and everything, and so they are obviously doing more of the work at the beginning of it, but the actual during the filming process, which is the majority of the time we spend when we film, it wrecks me.
It's the 80-20 rule.
Yeah, most of the work.
Yeah.
Most of the physical work, should I say. These guys just standing around watching me. They get to stand around and watch me when I film.
He literally just pays us to stand there and do nothing.
Just watch him.
When we come into the office, we just sit there while Shad edits all the videos.
I'm saying when we're filming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So this is nightly news.
Sorry, that's not to downgrade.
No.
They legitimately...
No, but I agree with you, Shad. We're completely useless.
Yeah.
We shouldn't even be here.
Okay, we'll mention this. I do agree with you, Shad. Like the other day when I saw you in the tree with all that armor on, it was hot.
Yeah.
Holding a camera is tough without a tripod.
I think bouncing on a tree and firing 100-pound warbow's tougher, man. Stop downgrading.
It is.
Don't denigrate Shad.
I won't complain.
Yeah, but it is.
That is.
Yeah, I know.
Honest.
Don't worry, I won't let him denigrate you anymore, Shad. I'm on your side here.
So, awkward angles, right? So, these videos will come out on Shadiversity, in the next few weeks. And so, I needed to draw the 100-pound, but then angle it down. And putting yourself down put insane strain on certain muscles, because you shouldn't hold a 100-pound bow that way.
Yeah.
And so...
Because you're using those muscles to balance when you're trying to, and then you're...
But even putting it at an awkward angle, it shifted the strain of holding the string onto different muscle sets that aren't meant to do it. And so I wasn't holding it for too long because I had to release, but...
Maybe you should practice that then. Practice at different angles instead of just straight.
So sore. Yeah.
Right.
So we're actually here for nightly news, believe it or not. But
strangely.
Preamble, this is game nights, all right?
Get used to it. Idiot. No.
It's kind of weird because you're close to the camera, you're less, and so we're kind of like, do you see the
All right,
angle?
I'll lean back. I'll lean back a bit.
No, the angle was funny. Anyway.
Oh, hey, look, we make the French flag. We're the French flag.
Red, white, and blue. Is that it?
Yes.
Wow. I didn't see that. I can't believe you point. Okay, anyways, what's in the news?
What's
been
the news? Okay, there was a massive YouTube hack that Shad was too high IQ to get caught by it.
This is actually a true story. True story. So I got an email from YouTube support saying, we have detected a duplicate AdSense account. So we are going to shut down your YouTube channel until it's resolved. To resolve this issue, click on the join chat button to talk to us to resolve the issue. And so a couple of scary things. We can bring up a picture of what the email actually looked like, right? And it's from Google, like at google.com, like an official thing. And And the scary thing is, right, is that I've recently linked game nights to my AdSense account, which, you know, when I first like, are they thinking I've accidentally duplicated something? And so not only did it look legit, but it played perfectly in line with recent events for what I was doing with the thing. But a couple of things, in fact, there were already a big red flags, okay? First red flag is that YouTube support has never asked me to join a chat. Like, that's just bizarre.
Yeah, they don't want to talk to YouTubers.
Yes, if anything, they try and avoid direct chatting, right? So, and then join an already, you needed to join an already open chat group. And it was like, this is implying that this YouTube support group were just talking about an issue with my AdSense account, and they decided to add me into it. This is insanely bizarre. No, if any issue ever came up, it wouldn't have been in a chat group, and the YouTube support would have sent just a regular standard form email. And so joining a chat was like already massive big red flag. The next big red flag is a very important security step I actually have added in. And it's that my YouTube channel, so Game Nights and Chativersity, right? You have to, when you create them, they're linked to an email account, an email address account, okay? And that email account, no one publicly knows. It is completely separate to all my business contacts. And so YouTube and proper YouTube support knows the real and proper email account to contact me through, right? But everyone else, they will not be able to find that email account. The only way they have to be able to contact me is the business email I put on the About tabs on my YouTube things. And so anything that comes to the business email is not from Google or that is supposedly representing, you know, YouTube or Google, that comes to that, you know, the business account is not really from them because they would send it to the email address that owns the accounts. And so the fact that this came to my business email is like, no, in fact, the business email account, there is no AdSense account linked to that email at all. And they're trying to say that, you know, your AdSense account is, you know, duplicated, sending to this email. And so that was the fire. Was like, this is a total scam.
And also the badly written.
It was actually, there wasn't any...
that was a different one, I think.
Yeah, this one didn't have any typos in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this one actually didn't have any. But the structure of it was bizarre and strange. It went to the wrong email. It was in a way that they've never done before. Usually it would just be, you know... And I've never had an individual YouTube support person contact me. My YouTube contact, you get like a partner manager or someone like that in YouTube that, you know, oversees some groups of people, and you get to know them personally. You have like online meeting chats and calls with them and stuff. The one that I have is she's been really great and really helpful and supportive. And so any direct personal contact usually comes through her or someone who mentions her.
Okay.
I've never been contacted by just support unless I have sought out support in the first place. And so that was another big red flag. And so I am part of a Facebook group of other sort of like YouTubers and stuff. And so I was like, guys, heads up. This is, I've never seen this one before, but I'm telling you, it's a total scam for these reasons, right? And then 1 or 2 days later, not only was other people found out as a scam, there were some YouTube channels that got their entire channels deleted.
And they were the smartest people on the platform. There was one guy who was a specific scamming expert, like the big guy. There was Spiffing Brit. He got caught by it, and that guy's a genius at like finding hacks for systems.
Did Spiffing Brit get caught by that?
He did. He did.
Holy crap!
And that guy's a genius.
I'm surprised. Because I know Spiffing Brit, because there was the other guy who actually makes videos on calling out hackers also got... I knew he did, but I didn't know Spiffing Brit got called out.
Good old Spiffing Brit. Do you have any idea who that is? I'm just asking.
Yeah,
okay, just making sure.
Spiffing Brit is awesome.
I thought you were having a joke at me then, like, even Spiffing Brit?
I'm not sarcastic or trolling you all the time, Oz.
Yeah, not all the time. So yeah, he figured it out. Pretty cool.
I think the email thing was really smart. When you told me that, I was like, damn. That was
extra step of security, and I honestly recommend every YouTuber does that. Do not have your public business email be the same one as the one that has your account on, okay? Because it means anything that comes to, you know, like the proper email account, you can be more assured that it is actually from YouTube or Google, because only they wouldn't have access to it.
All right, so yeah. Next up in the news is Blizzard President J. Allen Brack steps down following the assault scandal. What is it? What happened?
There's so many things coming out. I don't think all of them are genuine. I think there's a good amount that are.
Yeah.
But there are some that have just been trying to accuse Blizzard of general misogyny and the whole standard feminist talking junk when it's really not. But then there are legitimately... Ugh. And so it seems like, just speaking generally before we even get to the CEO stepping down part, is that there's been certain groups that are taking advantage of legitimate issues and problems where people need, justice for, and they're trying to take advantage of these problems to push their own agendas, and that I don't like.
Which happens with pretty much any issue
It's
nowadays.
disgusting where it's like they don't really care about, the victims, and they're just trying to push their own agendas and ideologies through it. And I mean, certain groups of feminists have been after gamers and gaming companies for ages.
We just wanted to play video games.
Because they see gamers as the most misogynistic group of people on the planet.
They're not entirely wrong.
You reckon...
There's only one thing that is more misogynistic than gamers, right?
You're speaking too broadly.
Most gamers
are not... Most gamers are... let me just say, most gamers are not misogynistic. Of course, in any large group, you're going to have a representation of nearly every person from the spectrum of human condition, okay? So just trying to then label all gamers as some of the worst examples of people having to play video games is disgusting, and it's wrong.
There is only one, and we're going to have to bleep what I actually say, but we'll get your reaction. There's only one thing more misogynistic than gamers. Right, so yeah. CEO of Blizzard has stepped down. Should have done it years ago because of the crappy Diablo stuff.
Has he been incriminated in any,
Dunno.
accusations?
Nathan, you know all about this. Tell us.
I think he's more stepped down with
because it happened under his watch.
Yeah.
He should have stepped in and put a stop to it, kind of thing.
It's their way of getting justice in a way. Of him replacing him with someone else that will probably do a better job.
No, replacing it with a, person who agrees with them ideologically, probably.
Well, this is what the opportunists want.
Yep.
They're taking advantage of legitimate victims and all their situations that there are victims in to try and push their thing. Now, this isn't to say that the environment within Blizzard shouldn't change. I think there are elements obviously should, okay? But you don't need the pendulum to swing all the way into the ballpark of certain ideologues to gain power and influence and stuff. And this is the thing, right? Even if these groups get a victory and get the person they want in the job position, and then they push their ideology in the games that are getting produced, Blizzard's just going to go bankrupt. People don't buy this crap. Like, have you seen the feminist games that they've tried to make? There was this one that like all the critics were praising. Do you remember this one? I can't remember. It looked just like so boring. It was like a story-driven, modern kind of video game, and all the critics were praising it and everything, and no one bought it.
You see, the fact that we don't know what you're talking about further goes to prove his point.
Like, yeah, I don't know. I think...
We can talk about other studios have done exactly the same thing, and same things happen. Like Mass Effect Andromeda. What else?
I think Blizzard's going down anyways. Ever since Activision bought them, they've been kind of releasing crap.
Diablo Mobile. So
what, you guys don't have phones?
Like, really? What was the other big stuff up they've done recently?
Didn't they have
they've been screwing up World of Warcraft massively.
Yeah, but they've been doing that for years. And people keep buying it.
The last expansion was just really lackluster, and everyone's just jumping ship to Final Fantasy XIV. There was this big controversy with the most popular WoW player on Twitch, Asmongold, I think it was.
Oh, yeah.
Was it Asmongold?
It was Asmongold. They came after him.
I can't remember exactly, but there was clashes between him and Blizzard, and he's playing Final Fantasy now.
Everyone's playing that now.
Heaps of people are going to Final Fantasy.
So many people have tried to get me to play that game.
It seems like this is like you get what you deserve situation with Blizzard.
You get what you effing deserve? Who said that? The Joker, baby. He said it. No one remembers that? You get what you deserve.
Yes,
anyway, just making sure. No, but it's get work, go broke. Slowly but surely.
It is that. It is that. There is a vein of truth. It's not a universal truth. But in most cases, It really does seem to be like that.
Yeah.
And so if Blizzard is going to try and push it even further to, look, we are a repentant, redeemed company. Look at how progressive, because this is where I see it potentially going, is like, it's going to be such insincere garbage where you know they're only doing it to try and appease the outrage mob, and they're going to be doing, look at how progressive we're doing these things, this, that. And they don't mean they're just trying to appease stuff. But if they do that and then legitimately try and adopt this in like narratives and game and stuff, people are just going to abandon the brand.
But here's the thing, all the stuff they did, I'm sure they did bad things, I have no idea, I've been looking into it, right? But the people who are outraged by these things don't play the games.
This is true.
Like, the gamers...
Well, hang on. I mean, there are a lot of gamers that are outraged out of the legitimately bad stuff, okay? I think you mean the people who are trying to take advantage of the situation to push their
that's what I should have said.
agendas
Yes.
don't play the games.
Yeah, that's what I should have
Most
said
of them,
that.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like Anita Sarkeesian calling herself a gamer when a few
She
years later
admitted
before she admitted
yeah.
that she doesn't really play games.
Yeah.
Utter dishonesty.
Just a liar.
It's just, yeah.
She sucks.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. So, anything for you, Nathan?
Anything more about the Blizzard thing with
I think
CEO stepping in?
It is different between like the customers and the mob and the business and the employees. Because the outrage came from bad working conditions. And so I'm interested to see if, because a lot of people, for me at least, it's less looking at what the gamers are doing and more about the devs and those who've worked in the industry. And so, yeah, I don't know. With everything that's been said, it's a different ball game.
I'm still looking forward to Diablo 4. I'm interested in seeing it. Like it looks, the graphics look more realistic. I'm kind of on board with that. The last one was a bit too cartoony, so give me something that looks
Wait, is
a bit
that
better.
the remake? Is it a remake?
No, it's a
sequel.
Did they release a picture of the heroes?
Yeah, they got.
Oh
gameplay
yeah, I
footage.
saw that. Did you see the heroes? They manned up the female heroes. Did you
I
see
think
that?
they did.
They did
Yeah.
severely. They look like men. Really
Probably.
makes you think.
Yeah.
Can't say it, can I? Okay, so Back for Blood sucks and is bad. Nathan tells all.
Have you played Left 4 Dead, Shad?
No.
It's good.
Is it?
It's good.
It was a good classic
Yeah.
classic game back in the day when multiplayer was very very new and having lots of zombies on the screen was pretty cool. And these guys basically they left Valve. They have been trying to make a successful game, but they keep failing.
Yeah, they did. Do you remember Evolve?
With like a big monster, and everyone had to like kill the monster.
Yes.
And that was an utter failure that they tried to sell like 6 times, but no one bought it. Yeah.
I played it a lot actually. It was
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it was a bad game. You should feel ashamed of
It was
that
well,
fact.
again with these guys. The thing I've found is that they're not good at making games. They're good at connecting friends, and then you have fun from the friendship.
Yeah,
Less of the game.
This is like, unironically, it's the friends we made along the way.
It really is. Like,
No, but Left 4 Dead multiplayer is actually a good game where it's 4 friends that all have guns, and then like your other friends play as infected people who all have special powers versus all the hordes of zombies. That's gold.
I
And
think-
then you've got modding into that where there's bloody Thomas the Tank Engine who's chasing you down, like tank.
those are
awesome.
good days of Valve though. I think they had like people that were with them that were focused on making good games.
Yeah.
Where now they just kind of thought that, okay, we can make cool experiences with like 4 dudes playing together, and they tried doing it with Evolve and it didn't work. And Back for Blood, I saw it at E3 and I was like, damn, this looks like a really satisfying shooter. And I played the beta.
Bad.
It just felt like a mobile game.
Also, it's a
Completely
microtransaction.
honest.
Yeah, microtransaction
Wow.
filled mess.
It was...
It is hard to think of a more scathing indictment on a video game than calling it played like a mobile game.
It just it didn't feel like...
Did it feel good?
Yeah, I think playing COD, Warzone, that has the best game mechanics, like shooting mechanics. When you shoot something, you can feel the bullet just go into...
Yeah, but
It
has
feels
hit
good.
markers.
Yeah, but it still feels good to shoot, and they when the shields go down and stuff. But in Back for Blood, I would shoot a zombie, and I'd get no trigger from it, no good
feedback.
feelings. Yeah, like the thing in my brain that goes, that's good.
So you're saying when you shoot living human beings, that feels great, but when it's an undead zombie, it's like, oh.
No, because Left 4 Dead,
There's no life force being extinguished. Why am I supposed to feel something? When I'm killing another person,
Cause-
their memory, their experience is gone. But when it's a zombie, they're already dead. I don't feel anything.
Sure, Oz, that's what I'm saying.
You'll get there, Ned. I reckon someday you'll be able to troll Oz as hard as he trolls.
I
you.
do.
It takes
but,
practice.
Yeah.
You did one time. What was it? I remember it was something that really annoyed me.
I don't know. There's been a few times.
You've done it. You have done it, and they were good. But I can't remember what they were.
Me neither.
Yeah.
It's not often enough that I do it.
Yeah.
But no, it was a sucky beta. I was going to buy the game, but having played it now, I'm not going to.
Okay. Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad loses $111 million.
So this is a really... Oz and I have a full, in-depth, rambly, with lots of tangents discussion review on Suicide Squad. I'm not sure if it'll be out before or after this video.
Yeah,
We'll
see.
figure it out, but if it's not out, wait for it, and if it is out, go check it out. And this is the thing, it's not a terrible movie. It's actually, I gave it a 6.
Much better than the first.
And a 6 is on the side of good. Like, anything above a 5 is technically good. You know, I guess. So, Oz liked it more than me.
Yeah, I'd say I did.
Yeah.
But we had different problems with it, didn't we? Me
But,
and you.
yeah, it made less money than the last Suicide Squad.
It's a shame.
So everyone's trying to figure out why, and no one really knows.
No, we know why.
Why do you know?
Because no one's going to the movies now because we're all bloody locked inside. Aren't we?
No, that's the thing. There were movies that have been released that made... Like, Mortal Kombat was decent. Like, it made decent return.
Yeah, but that movie
People went
cost like
from-
$10 million to make.
Yeah, I know. There's that. But people still did go out and watch it.
Yeah,
It
but
earned
again,
more money.
it made return because it cost $10
No,
million.
but it's just... Not even considering return, it made more money than Suicide Squad.
Also, people were burnt on the first one still, probably. It's only been 5 years.
That's the thing. This is why people can't figure out why it did so bad. Because whenever someone gives a suggestion, there's like, you know, other points of evidence that kind of counteract it. It's like,
Well, it was just a marginally better movie than the first one, which sucked, and everyone remembers that it sucked. Also, there's external events not letting people leave the house.
But not in the States, though.
In some states there are.
Yeah, but where...
In some states, they're checking
put it
if
on
you have the
Disney Plus.
vaccine.
but the contradiction is that other movies previously released have actually done better than this. And so, just less interest in it. You know, because
It's a number of things.
I think obviously it must be, but as to the most significant factor, no one can really pin down.
Wasn't as
because-
much marketing, COVID.
I don't know, because I feel like I got it marketed to me a decent amount.
I didn't. I saw
I got
one
a few-
trailer.
I saw one trailer, but that one trailer was enough to pique my interest because it actually looked half decent. It's like, hey, that Peacemaker guy looks a bit funny, and
Yeah.
you know, different characters. James Gunn is a better director, and you know,
definitely, gee.
so it
But
has potential-
normies don't know these things.
Yeah, but you see it, it's a funny movie, you want to go see it.
Yeah.
Because no other,
But
like...
everyone went and saw... Most people went and saw the first one, which had great trailers and looked amazing. They had the... What do you call... What's that song from Queen? Bohemian Rhapsody. They had Bohemian Rhapsody in it. It was an awesome trailer, but the movie sucked. Dude, the trailer probably got more views than the movie did. Well, definitely. What am I talking about? But yeah, so that's my point. It's a number of things. Probably the most, I'd say, is people were burnt out from the first one. They didn't want to give
Maybe,
it a chance.
but again, like there was so much hype for the Snyder Cut, which kind of made people think that okay, maybe people are still interested in DC properties, and I guess there's momentum in that regard. Though having said it, like again, the previous Harlequin movie sucks,
Yeah.
and so if people were trying to build, like you know, because clearly, like if it's a movie that's building off a really successful one, and we saw that with like Endgame massively, the follow through is pretty good. So I do think that it must be something that contributed. Was it the main thing? You know, streaming is an interesting one. We don't have the figures of how much it's made from its streaming.
Did you have to pay to watch it?
It was released on HBO Plus or HBO Plus. HBO.
I think you need to pay for it on HBO.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
Well, HBO is a subscription service, and so if people already subscribe there, I'm not sure if they needed to pay anymore. I don't know. That's not how we get it over here. And so it's hard to say. And the streaming movie thing is really hard to figure out if this is a good model or not. Because a couple of things. There's no overheads, right? Like
What's
if they
overhead?
Well, if they release a movie to the cinema takes a cut. There's distribution, they
yeah.
market, like all these things, and so the movie companies doesn't get 100% of the ticket sale. They almost get that much from the sale of the movie on streaming. The problem is that if you go to movies, every single person who watches it needs to buy a ticket. Okay,
They're trying
With
to do that for streaming now.
Well, how can they do that? Because you need to get it on one screen, and then any number of people, well, not any number, but like up to 20 people, if you really want to push it, can watch that one purchase of that one film. Whereas if it was in the cinemas, those 20 people, I don't think on average 20 people watch it, but I'd say between 2 and 5 might be, like 2 is probably the average, but I think you can get up to 5 easy. I mean, my whole, like, not my whole family, but there was like 5 to 6 of us who watched Black Widow at my brother's place. And only one purchase, right? And so it was like $30, but 6, 7 of us buying a ticket. But then, would the movie company actually have gotten the same amount after the overheads are subtracted? I don't know. It's hard to figure out. It's still to be said if this is because even if a streamed movie makes less money, the movie company still might earn more profit from it because they get more return. But because, again, multiple people can watch it for that one purchase, they're not getting a per ticket per person end result. And so it's still up in the air.
And that's why Scarlett Johansson sued.
Yes, because, again, she was supposed to get return off, ticket sales. And I legitimately think releasing a film with streaming at the same time, obviously, without a doubt, impacts ticket sales.
Yep.
I mean, honestly, if I have a choice between streaming and going to the movies, I'll pick streaming every single time. I hate going out.
Depends. If I was going on a date.
I cannot stress how much I hate going out. That's how homebodied, lazy I have become. Just let me stay in my cave. And if any other person comes in,
I used to be like that, but now that there's all of these external events that stop you from leaving the house, now that's all I want to do. I just want to go down to the movies, and I want to talk to the people, and I want to.
Yeah, I was memeing it up a bit before as well. I actually like going out on walks. Through the Shadlands, my own little adventures.
That is something you do.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
So I do like to go out. But I just don't like to socialise. It's a difference. I like to be alone. I'm becoming more antisocial the older I grow.
Which is weird for someone who's so good at connecting with people.
It is weird.
Yeah. It's almost like you're an INTJ or something. Because that's what they're like. Yep. All of my good friends in life, like my actual good friends, have been INTJs.
What are INTJs?
Retarded. No, they are. Well, they're rare for one.
Is this an actual
it's the
type of personality from the test? Okay,
yeah. You got INTJ.
Yeah, I think I'm familiar with that one.
Yeah, Petrus Eckstein, you are an INTJ as well. Antonio, you're an INTJ as well. You're not watching this, but whatever. All my good friends have been INTJs. All right, so Robin from Batman is now... He was the boy wonder, now he's the boy under. If that makes sense to anyone. Because he's not the top anymore. To be fair, if you've ever seen any of the Batman memes, he always was the bottom.
You need to be... People are not... There's some people who are not understanding...
Okay, Robin is bisexual apparently now.
Well, actually, no, he's figuring it out, Oz.
He's figuring it out.
He doesn't have a title right now. Or nouns.
He hasn't chosen his pronouns?
He's figuring it out. That's what the writer said.
Have a gay character. Go to town, all right?
Go to town on the gay character.
But why change an established character into gay? Would people have a problem with someone changing a gay character into straight? I think they would. They would. And so therefore, you're an absolute hypocrite if you don't apply that same standard in reverse.
Well, that's the thing, Shad, is that the people that are pushing this, they are hypocrites, and they're doing it for political reasons.
Make your own gay character. But which Robin, by the way? There's 4 of them.
I think it's the 4th
It'd be funny if it's all of them.
That's what I...
Because we got... there's Dick Grayson.
That's the bisexual one, just the name alone.
Oh, Jason Todd. Yeah. Tim Drake. Tim Drake is my favourite. Totally, he was easily the best Robin. And then Bruce Wayne's son that he had with Talia. Damien. Yeah. And so Dick Grayson became Nightwing. Jason Todd became Red Hood.
He doesn't wear a hood though. That's weird.
Tim Drake, he became Red Robin. He was so good as Robin, and in some iterations were pretty good with him as Red Robin in Teen Titans and stuff. But he was my favorite Tim Drake. He was actually really smart, really good. And then I never got into Damien. He always seemed like an entitled, arrogant brat.
My favourite Robin is the one from the George Clooney Batmans. Why is it always Batman and Robin and not Robin and Batman?
That's technically Dick Grayson. But
Oh, it is? Okay. Yeah. No, my money's on Dick Grayson for the bisexual one. For obvious reasons. Yeah. Have you seen Lego Batman?
Yeah.
Where it's like where Dick Grayson first meets Batman. He's like, "Hi, I'm Richard Grayson. But in the orphanage, all the kids called me Dick." And then Batman's like, "Kids can be so cool." I love that.
That's so good.
That is a great movie. That is the best Batman ever.
I mean, so to try and steel man this thing, people say for representation. My issue with that, right?
Sorry, you messed up. You're going to steel man. You should have said just a Man of Steel. This, whatever. Sorry, go on.
To me, I feel that reveals people's own bias and bigotry by them admitting that they cannot identify with anyone who is of a different race or ideology or sexual preference to themselves. Like, there's been heaps of black characters I've really enjoyed. Yeah. There are gay characters I've really enjoyed, okay? And I'm not gay, but I can still see myself in them and emulate certain good characteristics that I like. And because I'm not gay, I don't want to be gay. So I don't want to emulate being gay, but I can emulate other things. And this is the same as a gay person not wanting to emulate being straight. So stop trying to make me out like I'm a homophobe, you friggin' retards.
You heard it here first. You heard it here first, folks. Shad can see himself in gay people.
So clearly I'm not a homophobe then.
No, but Shad, here's the thing. The people trying to make these changes, they are the ones that care what people's sexual preferences are. They are the ones who care what people's race are. They are the ones who care what people's genders are. They're the ones that are sexist, racist, homophobic, or straight.
Because they care about it.
Exactly, because they judge people based on it.
They judge people based on sexual preferences, and they're saying that now Tim Grace is better. Whichever Robin
Dick Grayson
is better for being gay. That reveals their own bias.
They prefer a gay dick.
Truly, it shouldn't matter unless it's a pre-established character. And then just leave him as the character is, or make your own. Don't change Captain America to being gay, and don't change a gay character to being straight.
Yeah, don't insert a gay dick into Batman. They just want Batman to have a bisexual dick in it. It's like, oh man.
Dick Grayson.
Sorry.
They always try to insert Dick Grayson into Batman.
Yeah, but they want it, yeah. So, let's just moral of the story.
No, but you know what I also find disgusting about this? The relationship between Batman and Robin originally was father figure. Father to son, him helping him out through a really difficult time. And I'm not saying, like, it's the best thing to get a young boy into violent, vigilantism.
I actually disagree. I think young men should be violent.
As a means to, but in terms of classic good Batman, he was the father figure, being a good example in an adventurous fantasy kind of crime-fighting setting and stuff. But that just, it seems like any male type of relationship wants to be subverted into a gay relationship. You can't have a father-son type of relationship. You can't have platonic male friendship relationship. Everyone wants to be gay. And to me, I feel that's revealing their own bias because they care about it so much that they feel like they can't connect to people who aren't.
Yeah, I don't know, Shad. That sounds like a conspiracy theory to me. No, I'm kidding.
Gee, well, is it a conspiracy theory? Because all I'd have to see is all the articles people trying to promote and change all these normal straight characters into gay and they would cry bloody murder if anyone tried to change a established gay character into straight. Yeah. Like Jack, is it Jack Harkness? Jack from Doctor Who, okay? He's technically bi, but is very, very gay in most of the situations. Established character to be like that from the beginning. It's actually interesting how it plays into his character in terms of how suave and up himself he is, but is also smooth, always hitting on people. It fit his character really well, and so I don't think you should change that. But there's so much hypocrisy about it that it should apply in reverse. Who are some established gay characters that you like?
Will from Will and Grace and Jack from Will and Grace. I think, yeah.
I've only heard horrible things about Will and Grace. Was it actually good?
Yes. Obviously, it's a long-running TV series. There's going to be some bad stuff. But the character Karen I love that character, Karen. Yeah, Karen and Jack are great characters from Will and Grace. The Grace from Will and Grace, I didn't like her. She sucked. But every other character in that show was awesome. That was a good show. Like Friends, same era. Like if they changed Will or Jack into straight dudes, it wouldn't make any sense. If they the movie The Birdcage with what's his name? Guy who killed himself, comedian, funny man. Robin Williams. Imagine if The Birdcage was about a straight couple. That wouldn't make any sense because they're two guys. Anyway, yeah, like.
Oh, you can't even joke about pretending to be gay because that's, tokenizing or sort of like. I mean.
Yet they want to change everyone into being gay.
I mean, the movie Mrs. Doubtfire is just transphobic now. Like, burn it.
Yeah.
But it's a legitimately hilarious movie.
Such a good movie.
The last 2 minutes of Ace Ventura, very transphobic. Chad gets that one.
It's just Jim Carrey's reactions.
It's not just his reactions, everyone else's reactions. Remember that?
It's hilarious. He gets into the shower and he's like, ah.
He's got the plunger on his face. Oh, man.
Why is that funny, okay?
Why is it funny? Because men don't want to kiss other men.
Because for a straight, that's like the obvious joke. It shouldn't be controversial that straight guys find it unattractive to kiss other guys. It shouldn't be that, controversial.
Like lesbians, if you're in the audience, comment down below. No, but lesbians, would you want to kiss another guy? No, you wouldn't, because you're a lesbian. You like the other part, okay?
There'll be so many people trying to interpret this in the worst way. I don't think most of the people in the audience would, because you guys are great. But there are the crazies out there who just can't stand it, and it's like they have a problem with just people being straight.
Yeah.
Like there are legitimate people who will get offended by the reality that straight people, straight guys and straight girls, don't like being the idea of kissing someone that they're not attracted to, like the gender they're not attracted to.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be a friggin' controversial statement. Like,
they're trying to build a brave new world.
There's a great Bill Burr skit where he talks about this. Maybe we need to just do snippets like,
we were in a diner, right? And when I looked up, these two dudes, one guy had a beard, just going at it. So the second I looked up, I just went like, ugh. And then this girl was just glaring at me like, oh my God, what's that all about? Are you homophobic? I go, no, I'm not homophobic. She goes, what are you talking about? I go, well, put it this way. I had no idea what doggy style was, but the second I saw it, my brain was just like, that is the shit. Everything was in agreement. In the same token, if somebody started kissing somebody's feet or sucking on their toes, it was just gross to me. But that doesn't mean I hate feet and I don't want them in my neighborhood. That just means I'm not into that shit.
It's like, for example, I'm talking to a girl on a dating app who loves the Star Wars sequels. And when I think about her watching those movies, it just makes me want to puke.
Well, it's like people saying you're only allowed certain preferences. Because to me, it should be as uncontroversial with you being attracted to girls who like Star Wars more than who act the right type of Star Wars. If they like those sequels, you run like hell.
They shouldn't like the sequels. It's unnatural.
Exactly. There's something wrong with them in their head. You need to...
We need to have some sort of
conversion therapy,
electrocution therapy, like Sith Lightning to hate the sequels.
To get them, or we could pray it away. We could try and pray the like of the Star Wars sequels out of them.
Oh, what would they?
Because clearly some type of demonic possession.
Say it.
Pray Ray away.
Pray the Ray away.
Pray the Ray away. Oh,
you're a smart man. See, he bests me sometimes.
I like Daisy Ridley, but Ray was just a terrible character.
Yeah,
terrible.
But we're obviously being taken to extreme for comedic effect. Okay, we do not believe or endorse conversion therapy. Just to be, explicit about that. But I don't understand how there are certain groups of people who think it's perfectly fine to encourage people to be trans or gay. When they're and there are legitimate trans regret stories where people have legitimately permanently disfigured their bodies, and horrifying examples when they were too young to make the choice and now they regret it and they wish they never did. That is horrifying. It's almost like they were too young and immature to make such a life-altering decision, okay? Yep. And so the people trying to encourage them into a certain sexual preference or, whatever it is, right, are guilty of child abuse. And maybe, you should avoid that kind of thing. But they're saying they're okay in encouraging certain sexual preferences.
Well, Steve, not for me.
But in those people who were just wondering, about being trans, and now that they regret, legitimately know in hindsight is perfect, that those people, their lives would have been better if they were encouraged not to be trans.
Yeah.
That's the reality. I'm not saying that's the reality for every person who has gender dysphoria, but it is clearly the reality for some. And so saying everyone who happens to think that a boy who plays with female toys... I played with Barbie dolls when I was a little kid. You know why?
Why?
Because Barbie was hot. And whenever I was playing with her, she wasn't wearing clothes.
Oh my gosh.
To this day,
Hey, I was a little boy. What do you expect, okay? Though I did put a cape around her neck. Supergirl.
Naked
Supergirl.
Supergirl.
She flew too close to the sun and burned away all her clothes.
But the thing is, I played with Barbies, right? And there are some people who think that is evidence of gender dysphoria and then push it all the way to the point of hormone blockers and surgery. And that's insane, okay? And so I just find it so interesting that there is this push to make people of this... If people legitimately are, they need to live their lives, okay? Make their own choices, all right? But the push, and we're seeing in the media, they want to encourage it with, changing Robin now and all that stuff. And I just don't get it. Call me one of these crazy conservatives that children shouldn't be sexualized at a young age or make life-altering decisions when they're not mature enough to vote or to drive or to choose what they're even going to freaking eat. It's insane.
That's why they're trying to bring in laws where children... I was about to say women can vote and drive. Oh, the glory days, eh? No, where children can vote and work at such a young age and drive and can give legally informed consent. They're trying to bring these things in specifically so they can do these things. Yeah.
And by the way, there are factions, not everyone, but there are factions that are trying to lower age of consent to insane, disgusting
Well, that's why they got to
levels.
get this stuff out of the way first. They've got to get the working, driving, legal consent. They've got to get all that way out of the way first so they can do the other type of consent.
Take away rights of parents as well.
Bloody communists.
And so...
And it's the commies, by the way.
If you're wondering why our reaction to this Robin thing is so strong, it's because it's just another example and byproduct of what is happening in society at a larger whole,
Yeah,
right?
Demon World. We live in Demon World now. We've skipped Clown
But people
World.
are going to see again, the unfair interpretation. People will take that and say, you are saying all gay people or all LGBT, everything is demon. That's what the unfavorable interpretation would be.
I have gladly watched every single episode of Will and Grace. I am not homophobic. Okay? I love that show. I'm watching Friends
No,
right
but
now.
see, the fact that you are straight and have a preference for straight people and you would not be willing to date a trans person or a gay person means you are homophobic.
Well, based on their logic, yeah.
But based on that logic means gay people are straightphobic because,
Yeah, but then again, Shad, they're not consistent, are they?
but it's perfectly fine to be prejudiced against straight people or white people, right?
Yep.
And all that-
Or just men in general.
because of their damn hypocrites.
Yeah. Final bit of news. I played Halo Infinite, and it wasn't that great. It plays exactly like Destiny 2.
Not surprised.
Yeah.
I'm sad.
Yeah, you sad?
Video games suck now.
Yeah, they do, don't they?
I haven't been excited for a video game in years.
You know what's
Has there
great?
been a good video game?
Yes,
release recently?
yes, and you refuse to play it. Valheim.
Yeah.
It's actually great.
There's good indie stuff, but I haven't seen good.
So Baldur's Gate 3, I think I'm ready to dive into it, but I need my computer fixed before I jump on board with it. But it's still in early access, but it's getting pretty darn polished. So I think, and that's a more recent one. And I tried it when it first came out of early access, and even though it was still unpolished, it still was fun. It still was looking good. And so now I think that might be.
Can you give Valheim at least 20 minutes?
It's a big ask.
Because I know that if you do, you'll love it.
I enjoy better graphics. I'm such a snob when it comes to that.
You know there are graphics mods, right? There's tons of mods. It's a massive modding community.
If I can't make her look like my wife, I have a problem. I like making, my avatar, especially third person, look like my wife.
You can do that. There's mods. There's massive modding community.
But
Huge.
the graphics are still there.
Yeah, there's mods to fix the graphics if you don't like them pixelated like that. Like 1080p, 4K. There's 16K resolution textures in there. If you want to go that high.
You don't need that.
What if you do?
You don't.
What if you're an
You don't
what if
need
you're an
16K.
intern?
No, okay,
What if you're playing on a NASA computer, you're an intern?
Let me... No.
What if you're a robot?
Let me just tell you
Maybe I was talking
about
maybe-
game textures. So when
let
you
him speak.
Okay.
when you hear about
Oh. Even Nathan laughed.
wow, Shad. Okay, when you
Didn't
hear
know that was an
someone
option.
saying,
Yeah, Oz, you should stop interrupting Nathan. You interrupt him all the time.
you're both just as bad as each other.
All right, I'll stop interrupting.
No, okay.
You see, I'm the one who defends Nathan.
Oh, Shad, you got to stop. You're funny, man. Oh.
Clearly, I didn't do it on purpose. See, I'm the one who looks after Nathan.
It was so good.
Nathan, don't interrupt Shad when he's talking, please.
Please. He has a whole channel for himself.
All right. And even that wasn't good enough. This one too. Go on, man.
Okay, when anyone ever advertises to you 4K game textures, there's no point. It is a waste of space. Do you know why?
Why?
Because even if you have a 4K monitor, that texture is going to be compressed. And so it's not going to be 4K.
What if
And
you
most-
zoom in?
What?
What if you zoom in?
There's no point.
There might be.
No, Oz.
In Halo, I have a sniper rifle. I zoom into textures.
Yeah, but you still, it's not going to be 4K. Or 16K. 16K.
What if I keep zooming in?
Okay,
Maybe I spoke a bit out of turn with
I
the
have to
16K.
go. There's so much I have
Go,
to
Nathan, go.
unravel here with game design.
I know, it's a
It
bit of
is
a
better
tangent.
to have a high poly mesh of a model than it is to have like a 4K texture on that model.
Yeah.
You will get more detail and better storage, and the game will run better overall performance-wise with a higher res model than it will with a high dense texture.
Now, you're probably right, but I don't think you are, so I'm going to say you're wrong.
I agree with Nathan here. It's definitely right.
You see, no, you've done all this research, so you're most definitely right, but it feels wrong to me, so I'm going to disagree.
Like even
Feelings over facts. He's always like that. Check friggin' mate! Oz.exe is resetting with that one. Because you walked right into it.
I'm sad now.
we're all sad, Oz. We're all sad. Pop culture's just.
Yeah, maybe you'll grow up past that millennial phase and accept some facts.
I'm
in
not a
life.
millennial. Am I? What am I? I'm not
We're-
a Zoomer, thank goodness.
No, Oz, we're like the forgotten generation. We're in
Yeah.
between the two.
Yep, we are the kingdom to come.
Yeah. But no, I don't think you should. Modding is good,
Yeah?
but modding doesn't make a game good.
Sometimes
Like
you just...
Skyrim is good without any mods.
yeah, it is actually. They sold it
Like-
15 times. But it's
Yeah,
better
it's
with
so
mods.
much better with mods.
It is, but I think
I've just actually started to replay Skyrim with like loads of mods, and it's so much better.
I think mods add to a game.
Well,
But I think the base game, unless if it's
Yeah, the
garage
base
mod-
game needs something there. Obviously.
called vanilla
The
for a
better the
reason.
base game, the better mods can make it.
Yeah, it's called vanilla for a reason. You know, vanilla, it's literally vanilla scoop of ice cream. But with mods, like, oh, I want some sprinkles. I want some chocolate. I want some sauce.
So you'd call Fallout 76 vanilla.
No, because it doesn't have mods. Oh, well, if it had mods, yeah. You know, you've heard the term vanilla, right, for games?
Yeah, but I'm not. But it's a bad analogy, is what I'm trying to point out. Because there are some games in the vanilla state that are garbage, and you're trying to say you can call it vanilla because vanilla's good.
No, I'm just saying it's called vanilla because it's like the base.
But vanilla is a good flavor.
Okay.
Bad terminology. It's wrong.
Then why does every single community use it?
Because they're wrong. That's fine. That can be wrong.
So everybody who uses the term vanilla to describe the base state of something is wrong.
They're using a very poor representation of what they're trying to mean.
Facts don't care about your feelings, Chad. What were you saying about? What were you
this is
saying
a
before
fact.
about group opinion?
This is a complete objective fact.
It's an objective. Yeah. Okay. Well, the rest of the people who use that term will disagree with you. So
Yeah, that's what the Nazis and Hitler said.
that's what you have said in our debates. What is chess? Oh, well, more people think it's 2D, so it's 2D.
It's almost like you're triggered and traumatized. from
I'm
the
not
discussion.
traumatized. Yes, not triggered though.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah. So Halo Infinite, it was. You got to talk a lot about Back 4 Blood, so I'm talking about Halo because there are people in the community who care about that in this game nights one. Okay, so originally 343 took over. They made tons of changes. People did not like them. The original community hated them. COD players loved it. Fast forward to now. There's still the massive dispute between the people who like the original, classic, vanilla gameplay and the people who like new Halo, even though they'll just go and play Fortnite.
You know, it's almost like you could just refer to the original classic gameplay as the original classic gameplay, and people would know exactly what you're talking about without needing to call it vanilla. It's weird.
And so, after they released the gameplay trailer...
Isn't that weird, Nathan?
And so, after they released the gameplay trailer...
I don't agree with you on this one,
Stop cutting off Nathan. Let him speak.
And so, after they released the gameplay trailer for Halo Infinite Campaign... And people were
Nathan,
angry,
say what you want to say.
I think vanilla's a good term.
Ah, screw you. You betrayed
bought
me.
on-
I was
I
standing
know,
up for you.
but I have to stand with my beliefs.
They brought on Joe Staten to fix it, and Joe Staten was at Bungie, which works on Destiny, which
Can
is...
I just say, most things that you eat, do they naturally taste like vanilla? No, they
Is this
don't.
a new debate?
Yeah, I think it might be.
Okay.
Vanilla
Most things
is
that
a...
we eat taste like vanilla.
Why is vanilla used as the term that means things in their natural, unchanged state, when vanilla is an artificial flavour that we add to so many things?
It's not artificial.
I know it comes from a natural thing, but we make it into
Well,
an
why'd you say it's
You can
artificial?
buy artificial
Why'd you say it's
vanilla.
artificial?
You can buy artificial vanilla.
You can buy artificial cheese. You can buy artificial tits. What are you talking about?
So, vanilla can be an artificial flavour that we add to things. Ergo, my statement was correct. Screw you.
But it's not...
So it's a bad term, right? Because vanilla is
you're
not a
using a bad
natural
term by
flavour.
saying
It's just
it is a natural
people assume
flavour.
because a lot of flavours in their default state, like ice cream, starts with vanilla.
Yeah.
But we are making it taste like that. Take away the vanilla flavouring we're adding. The true natural native state of ice cream doesn't taste like vanilla. It only tastes like vanilla because we add vanilla to it.
Yeah.
What are we add? Are we adding vanilla to video games? Are video games food? Am I going crazy? It's utter bullcrap.
And so Joe Staten was brought on, who was from Bungie, who originally made Halo.
Really?
And then they
Was he?
made Destiny. Yes, he was.
Oh, okay.
And then they made Destiny, and when they brought him on, now Halo plays like Destiny instead of like COD. Just give us Halo!
So it doesn't play like vanilla.
No, it doesn't. Just give us Halo!
What is vanilla gameplay?
What is vanilla gameplay?
Yeah.
Well, just whatever the base gameplay was originally.
Oh, so it's almost like you don't need to call it vanilla. You could just call it the base gameplay original.
Why use the word base? Why use the word base?
Yeah,
is it a
original.
building game? Is it Minecraft? We're not building a base. Why use the word base? Why use the word original? Are we original recipe? Huh? Are we original flavour from Kringles? Huh? Why use that word?
These
Come on,
are-
guys. We don't need to use the word original. Why don't we use the word normal?
Why are you making so much sense?
Somewhere in the world, a retard is being born. You got that wedding ring? Just look at the wedding ring. I'm going to see my wife in a few hours.
It's nearly home time.
Yeah.
It's nearly...
Do we have any other news items to talk about?
No. I'm done there. I can't even talk about Halo for 5 seconds without Shad going insane.
I actually do it on purpose.
Yeah, I know you do it on purpose. That's what pisses me off about it. If it was an accident, I could forgive you.
See, this is what I mean about you need to learn how to troll him. You'll get there, Nathan.
You see, basically,
How did I troll you
you just
with, though?
talk to someone like they're not in the room. Like, for example, Shad does this thing where he's really dumb and stupid.
And what I'm really trying to do is emulate Oz when I do that.
Shad, you know how no one's as smart as they think they are?
Oh,
Even
definitely.
me.
Yeah.
You have that same problem.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just pisses me off more. When
You don't.
No,
The problem.
Here's the
The
thing.
problem is
I realise it when it happens. You don't. You don't.
only when I'm around you because I know it ticks you off.
Sure.
I act way more arrogant than I normally do whenever I'm around Oz because it ticks him off. It's for
Yeah,
comedian.
because I'm meant to be the arrogant one. When we're... Okay, here's the thing, right?
The way to defeat Oz's arrogance is by being more arrogant.
Because he's not arrogant. IRL, he's not actually arrogant. He's a very humble man, right? But here's the thing, when he's talking with me, he tries to one-up my arrogance. And my arrogance is a joke. My arrogance
Is it? How could it be a joke if you get so triggered by
It's
me?
literally a defense mechanism. And when you undermine my defense mechanism, fight or flight response, and you get fight. You get
Yeah.
fight, buddy.
And he just has to double down.
Yes, because no. Here's the thing, right? I was bullied a lot, and so this whole arrogance thing is literally defense mode. Defense mode. Shields are up.
Yep.
Captain.
I
right?
actually get that.
So don't you undermine.
Or perhaps someday we will teach him to overcome it. I think we can do
Or
it.
perhaps someday I will literally murder everyone in this office and burn it down with me still inside.
Yeah, there's enough weapons here.
Plenty of ammunition.
Good thing is I know how to fight better than Oz.
Yeah.
We've seen the sword fight. We've seen Oz.
Yes, Shad. You do know how to fight better than me, but you're not as cunning as I am.
Off camera, Oz is like, I know how to get out of the headlock.
It's one of my finest moments.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't think you haven't tried my headlocks, Oz. It's like, no, I know a perfect counter to get out of headlocks. And I was like, are you sure? Because my headlocks are pretty good. You haven't tried my headlocks.
He's like, look, Oz, you don't want to do this, man. My headlocks are good. I'm like, I can do it. I can break these cuffs. He's like, no, Oz, seriously, you don't do it. I'll take on anyone. He's like, no, Oz, please, like, I'll fight. Come here. And then I got put in my place.
Not only that, he got legitimately angry with me when it got to the point that he couldn't get out of the headlock, and he felt that I should have released him.
No, that's not what happened.
The premise of the contest was to not release him.
Shad, what I expected was that you would maintain an iron grip but not put pressure on my neck. I thought you were just going to hold it. That's what I was expecting, right? But then when I struggled and tried to flip you over, I didn't assume that the natural response would be to apply more pressure to my windpipe. And to not let me just let you fall over, you know? So, moral of the story, I underestimated Shad and greatly overestimated my ability to flip him over.
And then he got angry with me for chucking him.
But if I was right, it would have been cool.
And this isn't to rub it in, but this is true.
No, Robin, go ahead, man. You won that fight. That's fine.
I was holding back because...
You could have choked me out. You could have.
That, and from that position... And I've done this multiple in real fights, right?
Just snap my neck.
No. There's a throw from that position that I have, and I'm not trying to, be arrogant. I've always been able to pull off against every person I've used.
Is that when you like?
Yeah. Well, it's a twist, throw, drop maneuver. It's a combination where, so the headlock, and you lock hands like this in the headlock, and not only that, you lean down over them. This is like all proper technique. You lean down over, and from this position, because people naturally, because they're trying to resist my whole body weight just with their back. That's not enough muscle or leverage to pull up from that position. And so even if they're like 6 foot and a half, right, I've done this against really tall people that are stronger than me, they can't pull out of it. And so the way then is to try and get me off balance, but I know that,
which I've
tried, you move your feet back, you lean really down and they can't do it. And in that position, they're mostly off balance. And so if you twist your body and then just literally drop down, you pin them every time.
Yeah.
And that, I could have done that so many times. And I was actually trying to, I was telling, I could go further if you want.
I'm sure you want to do this, Oz. I'm like, oh, get out of here! Oh, get out of this! He's like, Oz, I'm hurting you. I don't want to hurt you. I'll kill you! To be fair, we had just had the swimming debate, and everybody was on edge. North Korea and South Korea were looking at each other, man. Everyone was angry that day. It was a full moon. The wolves were out. I'm not to blame for that. My horoscope even said, you're going to get choked the out tonight. So I should have been more aware.
I love that we can laugh about it now. It's great.
Yeah. There's no laughing about the swimming debate, though.
We get up to some fun things here at the Game Notes. And on that note, we will wrap up this episode of Nightly News. Thank you for joining us. This has been the Game Night, and now we wish you a good night.
Good night. I think I can get out of that headlock. Let's try again.